It's Pedro Silva. I'm the Director of Evangelization here at St. Joseph's. Next week, March 31st, we're going to start our 5-week series on St. Joseph. My focus for these next 5 weeks is to, one, invite all of you to start the consecration of St. Joseph's on March 30th. The book that we're going to be using is going to be a link to there. It's the Father Calloway Consecration of St. Joseph. One of the things that I was really perplexed when I first got here is why haven't we done a consecration in St. Joseph? This is St. Joseph's Parish. And so one of the things that I really wanted to do and desired to do and was really felt called to do through prayer is to bring this opportunity for all of us to be able to enter into a relationship with the one who guarded and loved the Holy Family. Family. If there's a word like more important in today's age, is family. And St. Joseph was tasked with the most difficult of all tasks in the world, and that is to guard the two most perfect people that have ever walked the earth in the duration of their lives. The humility, obedience, and silence that's required to love so deeply, so rightfully, so virtuously. That's what really calls me to St. Joseph. And one of my first encounters with St. Joseph was through Tolkien. I know Kathy's laughing over here, because I talk about Lord of the Rings all the time. I love Lord of the Rings. And it's Tom Bombadil. I thought Tom Bombadil was one of the most wonderful characters in Tolkien. Sad that he wasn't in the movies, but I understood why. One, he seems like he shouldn't even be there. And secondly, it was right that he wasn't. Because Tom Bombadil is such a profound character that he ought to be discovered through leisure and work. The silence that took place between the time St. Joseph was born and to the time that he was discovered 1,500 years later, because there wasn't really a cult following of him, was right. There was a slow progression in our theological understanding of St. Joseph, that he's a hidden mystery in the heart of the Father. And so, Tom Bombadil, what is he carrying to Goldberry? A lily. What do we always see St. Joseph depicted as? Holding Jesus and with a lily on his hand. And you see his interaction with Goldberry, and that the ring has no power over him. So he doesn't have this need to exercise dominion or dominate. But he exercises a dominion because when he asks, like, when Pharaoh asks Goldberry, he's like, who's Tom Bombadil? He's the master. But he's a master that doesn't destroy. He's a master that builds up and protects. And at the end of the chapter of Tom Bombadil, and I love this scene. It's not related to Tom Bombadil, but the hobbits, the way that they look at Goldberry, with so much love and so much tenderness, and with her look, the hobbits felt they left in peace. And as they left, and they got into the Bear Downs, what happens? These demons attack them, right? And Frodo calls out her name. What is the name? The name is Tom Bombadil. And Tom Bombadil comes in singing, which is joyful itself. And all those demons are dispersed. And what is one of the titles of St. Joseph? The Terror of Demons. So I really want to invite you to get to know our foster and adoptive father more closely, more intimately, and how he can be not only the protector of your home, but also the Father that you've always desired in your own life. That through his heart, you'll always find God the Father deeply hidden in it. He truly is a man, and men today are hard to find. And I truly encountered in my own prayer life the tenderness of St. Joseph, but also the masculinity of St. Joseph. Those heavy, tender hands that fallen on my shoulder. The loving gaze that I saw in his eyes. And the way he doesn't dominate me, but he invites me into conversation. He's truly loving me to be closer to his son and to his spouse, the Holy Mother. So I want you to prayerfully consider and taking this journey of these 5 weeks with me, these 33 days, journeying through Father Calloway's book, but also I'll be giving presentations on Through the Heart of St. Joseph by Father Boniface Higgs. The first class next week we're going to talk a little bit about St. Joseph, but it's going to be more about prayer and how to approach prayer. I feel like that's one area, if you really want to consecrate ourselves well and really be open to receiving St. Joseph well, first, what would he do as a carpenter? He would take us into the workshop. He would show us the bench. He would show us the tools. He would tell us like what each tool will do. And that's what I want to do with you in my own poverty, in my own humility. What I've learned is to give you the tools that you're going to need to be open to receiving all of the grace that you need for this consecration. Also allowing St. Joseph to carry you more deeply into this deep intimacy and into the silence of the Father's love and embrace. So next week's going to be more about prayer. And then what I want to do is move into a time of accountability partners instead of small groups. And for accountability partners, I want to end with 15 minutes of adoration. So it's more like a workshop, really entering into St. Joseph's workshop. Because ultimately, what does St. Joseph desire of us? A deeper relationship with the Lord, with the Father. And how do we get there? Just through prayer. So if we're not ending with prayer, then we're not really open to the spirit of St. Joseph, because he's working, he's a worker. So we gotta get in there, we gotta work, we gotta use the tools that he's given us to deepen our understanding of the Father, to understand the role of his Son in our own hearts, so that the Holy Spirit may break out of love out of our hearts and into the world. And that person's going to be with us in the shadows. Is going to be Mama Mary, constantly pointing to her spouse. And she's going to be leading us and guiding us, and she's going to give us refreshments along the way. She's going to be Mom to us. And I want to invite you into this relationship that I've developed with both of them. So I really hope to see you there. It's going to be from 7 to 8 next Thursday. Every Thursday for the next 5 weeks, except for Holy Thursday. It's going to be in the Reich Room, in the Shaman Center. And I'm praying for all of you, and I really hope that you can walk with us in this journey of these 33 days with St. Joseph, which is, I think, is going to be incredible. Thank you.